I'm back once again with Joe Duffy, and we're talking college football. And boy, I've been licking my chops waiting for this game all year. First and foremost, Joe, glad to have you back on with us. I know me personally, I get absolutely so excited. College football's kicking back off. Now, North Carolina is going down between the hedges in Athens, Georgia, to take on the Bulldogs. Now, automatically, I think Georgia gets favored because they're between the hedges, and this is Georgia. But you know what? And this is my opinion. And Joe, opinions are like belly buttons. We all got one, all right? But Georgia, I think, might be a little overvalued here because this is a team, all right? Yes, Kirby Smart from Alabama's here, but that savior isn't going to happen overnight. This team is absolutely, I think, a big job in rebuilding. North Carolina, quietly ranked number 25, depending on which poll. I think they could even be, higher than that. This is a team, Larry Fedora, he's got these kids believing. They're playing good ball last year. They got a lot of good guys coming back. What is your breakdown on this, and who holds the edge?
They do have a lot of guys coming back. They are missing Marquise Wilson, who was one of their all-time best quarterbacks. But, of course, the guy who's taken his place, Mitch Trubisky, he played pretty well in limited action last year. I have to disagree with you, and I'm not biased. Look, I do live in the state of Georgia, but I graduated from a Pennsylvania college. I don't really have a dog in this fight, so to speak, as far as being biased. But Georgia, I'm kind of sold on this year. Look, they got Jacob Eason, who's a freshman star quarterback. But remember, we're kind of in the era with Johnny Football where, the freshman quarterbacks are playing. Jameis Winston, another great example, where freshman quarterbacks are playing a big part. If there is somebody who could be the next freshman guy to make a run at the Heisman Trophy, it is certainly Jacob Eason. And remember, Nick Chubb is coming back from an injury. Now, granted, very serious injury, one of the uglier injuries I had ever seen. But all reports are he is looking great in the summer. And remember, he was a leading candidate for the Heisman when he had that horrible injury on the sideline last year. So Georgia probably has two possible outside Heisman Trophy candidates, and I'm pretty sold on them if the reports about Nick Chubb are correct. I actually think that Georgia will have a good year, but all in all, I actually do like the over because, as you said, it's going to take some adjustment for really Kirby Smart to make the improvement that Georgia needs on defense. But I think their offense is much better, and North Carolina, despite losing their star quarterback, they've got a lot coming back. I think this game's going to be very high scored, and I got the over 55.5 at BetDSI.
Wow, I like that breakdown. And you know what? Hey, there's never one right side and one wrong side. And I like the way you say you live in Georgia, but you graduated from Pennsylvania. Well, I was born in Pennsylvania, and I moved from Georgia to Costa Rica, so we got a lot of ties in common. Again, I don't know. There's something just quietly, Joe, that's got me saying North Carolina is going to come in here and get an outright win. Again, that's why they play the game. All right, now, with that over, I like that, 55.5. Do you think that Georgia's defense will step up early because they know that this kid coming in for quarterback, all right, is very talented? Do you think they might be able to shut him down early?
Well, the interesting thing that's going to be, look, Kirby Smart, we know he was considered a defensive genius at Alabama, but Georgia's gone through quite a few defensive coordinators over the last few years because the belief was it wasn't a lack of talent, it was coaching. Then they brought in Pruitt from Florida State, and that didn't quite work perfectly. So I still think the defense will be a work in progress, and that's one of the reasons why, even though I lean towards Georgia, I'm not in love with them because, North Carolina, remember, they almost beat Clemson in the ACC championship game last year if it weren't for one of the worst calls of the year, that onside kick. They would have had the ball with a chance to win. So North Carolina is a heck of a team with a lot of people back. Still, all in all, I think people are actually underrating Georgia. But no, I don't think Georgia's defense, if they are improved, it's going to be a work in progress. And I don't expect them to really have their best effort in week one.
Fantastic. Wow. Okay, viewers, you heard it. The value in this game, Joe Duffy likes the over. You can get it at 55.5, and it makes sense to me. Georgia's a rebuilding school. North Carolina's rebuilding in a few areas, but they're ready to go. This thing could just shoot way over. All right, Joe, I really appreciate you coming on with us. Have a great day. Beat that bookie, and I look forward to talking to you again next week.
Listen up, fags. This deal starts in 1 week. If you think you can handicap football and beat my ass, come and play for a chance to win 50,000 big ones. Visit beattheprick.com and get ready to get steamrolled.